Welcome again to our website and YouTube channel. I am Marc Villeneuve, your expert in violin dealing and a cryptologist. Today we will study a very interesting violin. It is a Stradivari. It is named after Delphine Allard and Alard-Knoop, and the violin was the object of a private sale recently, last year I think, and it reached an incredible amount of 23 million. It is the highest price paid for a Stradivari or a Guarneri del Gesù. So you have now the link of the PDF, and I suggest to open it right away. We will do everything step by step, and you will find out that Annibale Fagnola is the true maker of the instrument. It doesn't matter about dendrochronology. Dendro is a very useful tool, but it never tells you who is the real maker. And all these exceptional violins included in the Eugène Gand Catalogue, all these instruments were made with very old epicea, which is the table of the violin. That's what they use. They use the table to date the instrument. So your PDF is already open, and we start by the imagery number 1. First, I have to say that the violin is erratically dated 1715 by actual and past experts. And why? Is because Fagnola always manipulates the digits, and sometimes you think that it's a 5 but it's a 6 because there is hypertext in the letter, and the eyes of Providence and the lettering Fagnola in different angles, and that's why they have lots of difficulty to read the proper date of the instrument, but we can do it. So you can see the page 1 of the catalogue, and you can see that the Alard Stradivari is dated by Fagnola 1716, and you will notice in red, and when things appear in red in the Gand catalogue again, this means that the violin is special and that Fagnola praised it at the highest appreciation, if you want. So it, of course, what's written there in red, you see 1875, Mr. Laurie, 15,000 probably francs, because it's in France. The dates of the exact date for Williams. Oh no, it's not Williams, it's Adams. Mr. Adams is 20,000. Notice the little F after 20,000. Now we go to the next imagery. You have the book of Stradivarius and Guarneri del Gesù, the catalogue of Eugène Gand. Of course, this was all written and ciphered by Annibale Fagnola. And also you have the publicity with the violin. You can see the imagery of the violin, and this is from the Tarisio website, and notice the blue arrow, and it says that it is inscribed to the inside top, the Allard Strad 1893. You're going to see later that this doesn't make any sense. So Now, imagery number 3. You have an article from the Strad, but just the front page with the pictures of the violin. Record breaker Alard-Knoop Stradivari violin sells for 23 million. It is the highest price for any instrument, violin, in history. Now we go to imagery 4. Now it's quite heavy. You have to study it carefully, read it and read it again. It's gonna come easily. So let's start with what's in yellow. To the left, you can see at the top, année 1870, Monsieur, and right below in the middle with the pink oval circle, you can see the Monsieur. It's horizontal, and that's how all the ciphers appear. So you can see in the pink oval circle, you can see F and O, J in the bottom, A, then N-O, and you see 2 F indication. You can see clearly the F. So it starts, our decryption starts there. And for the digits 1870, you have the decryption below, and notice the F. Look at the arrow, it's a little bit to the right, and the NO over the F, and you can see the A, and the G is there, is 8, digit 8. But what's most interesting is when we go to Stradivarius. All Stradivarius and Guarnerius descriptions, you know, when it's written, for instance, Joseph Guarnerius, 13 pouces, une ligne, all Guarnerius and all Stradivarius inscriptions are ciphered the way you're going to see it right now. So again, yellow, you can go with the double arrow, you know, the blue arrow. It's always the yellow rectangle. So you can see the N, the F, clearly the G, you see 2G, the N, O, L, and you continue up, and you can see the original below, Stradivarius in the other sense. So, and far right, now that's interesting. Annibale Fagnola always used the mirror effect ciphers. This comes from Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci used to use that technique, but Fagnola adds difficulty. He reversed the imagery in mirror effect. So you can see from top, this is the gray rectangle. From top to bottom, it's very well detailed. Read it, just start just a little bit, the N first, then write the O, then you can see the F, and look, the clear L, A, a small G, a big central G, N, O, again F, F, and you continue until the bottom. Now, imagery number 5. In imagery number 5, you have the hidden grand G. So what you see first, the FF in red, is STR. It's STR, the first 3 letters of Stradivarius. And you can see even in yellow a small F. And when you put the same imagery in mirror effect, appears the G. Imagery number 6, we have decrypted the complete Stradivarius, and don't forget the S is also a F and G. Be very careful with this. So You can visualize and study this later, and the decryption is complete. And I would like to add too that we have in various documents, a lot of them, expertise by Villeneuve and other documentation we have seen. Stradivarius, the way you see it at imagery 6, is repeated over and over in various documents. Now, imagery 6, you have a detail of the F and that another F that you can see, I believe, in mirror effect. No, it's not in mirror effect, but it's another angle. Sorry. Now, imagery number 7. If you refer to the original document, you have written 1875, Mr. Laurie, who was a previous fake owner, and you see the 15,000. Notice at the top the little F, just where is the little dot at the end of the 15,000. Notice the arrows, the blue arrows, they are in pyramidal formation. And look, I write dot 1. It's where is the A. Dot 2 is in Laurie, the eye of Laurie. And dot 3 is after the 15. Pyramidal dots and double bar, and you see the little parallel bars, you know, after Mr., are identifying Annibale Fagnola as the author and as well as a Freemason, because Fagnola was a Freemason. He was a third degree, a master. Now we can see in more detail Mr. Laurie, and you can see the L, A, N, another N, O, and then look, Laurie, there's a F there. There's no F in Laurie. There's a G, and up at the top the N, the O, and Laurie. There is within the R and final E, there is a LA within. That's what we call hypertext. This is was never seen by experts. I don't understand, because it's everywhere. It's on the labels of Stradivari, Guarneri del Gesù, Bergonzi. They don't see these things. They're not expert in writings. So, B, as I told you, in Masonic letters, particularly historical ones, it is common to add distinctive symbols to identify the author's affiliation. These panels feature 2 or 3 parallel bars. Here in Laurie you have only 2, to accommodate 3 points of a triangle. So this is Freemasonry symbolism. Next, imagery 8, we will do the digit 15,000. Notice again the little F at B, and letter C. Look, the magic of mirror effect, what it does. You really have a beautiful F. You have the A, the G, and the A is with the N. It's joined together. Then more in center, you have the O, you have a L, a N again, and a O. Probably below, it's an eye of providence with a F. Sorry. Imagery 9. It's the complete decryption of Alard. Alard, Paris, France. Alard that you see on the original writings. Now you can see far right, all our decryption. It's clear, and in mirror effect you can see all the Fagnola ciphers. You can also understand the level of difficulty and our true scientific knowledge in ciphers. Next, imagery 10. We do everything. You have 18.7 Mr. Adams. It's Adam in when you read the Tarisio website, they have all the previous owners, and it's Adam in Tarisio, but the original writing here is with an S. 20,000, and notice again the F. Look how perfectly the F is featured here. So you go down below, blue circle, and you can see the digit. If you have to study it carefully, it will appear, but you can see there's a F, and there's a F in the middle of the digit 8, very, very clear one. There's a 2, and the O, and you have the L. It's not clear, but you can really visualize the by studying it carefully, and you will see the lettering appearing. But it's more interesting, as always, in mirror effect. The same picture in mirror effect. Now you can see the clear F on the left up, the L, you can see the clear N and O, and you can see the clear A, you see? And again, in the yellow circle, you have the Eye of Providence and the double F. We are quite accurate in our decryption. The Fagnola ciphers are real and dominate all documentation experts do rely on, actually. The final decryption of Mr. Adams, again the F in the red circle, it's in normal position. Now in mirror effect, again I tell you, you have to read in mirror effect. So you can see that there's a transversal arrow, double arrow, from the F, then you go down, and you can see that it's an Eye of Providence. And you can see, look, the little F right after the dot, FA. It's clear. Then go further a little bit, and you will find the N, the O, and the complete lettering is a G. Then you continue, you have a LA, you have N, O, another minimalist F, another A, G and O, and then it finishes with small FA, but the F is far right and the A is on the left. Again, the same thing in mirror effect. It's absolutely unbelievable. Fagnola was a real master, and he really knew how to cipher. I think even in my criminal experience as a lawyer, lawyer, I have seen many ciphers, many fake letters and everything, but this is absolutely genius. So you can see always in the circle, pink circle, the N-O clearly, and a G as a whole, you know. Then after the L-A, then N-O, the F appears more clearly, A, G, N-O-G, and far right, F-A. This segment is more clear because we have enhanced the imagery. 13. Oh, now it's really interesting. This is the pegs of the Alard-Knoop. Okay, the date here is 1715, but in real it's 1716. Now look at this. The pegs. And the tailpiece experts, modern experts and past experts say that Violin made the pegs and tailpiece. Same thing for the Messiaen Stradivari, same thing for La Pucelle Stradivari, same thing for the Lady Blonde Stradivari. it's not Vion, because they're all encrypted, and this I cannot believe that none has seen this, because the pegs, for instance, of the Lady Blonde, or the tailpiece of the Lady Blonde and the Messiaen Stradivari have been copied many, many times, and they sell it at a very high price, you know. They make replicas, but they're not, you don't see the ciphers in what they're doing. So again, Fagnola is a genius. So you can see from left to right, you see the F. You have to be very careful and follow the little yellow arrow. Then the A on the center, the G. There's a small NO in the bottom, but the best is on your right. Now, top you have the N, and the O is very well indicated, and you have the clear LA, the complete Fagnola cipher is there. Now we will turn the pegs. Let's go to imagery 14 and look, a clear F in yellow and blue, a G, N, O, L, A. And I will prove you that the last letters is because you have to read it at different angles to see everything. So look, now in center of, you can see N, O, a different angle, and you can see the L and the A is a very, very small at the end of the curve, you know, you can see it there. Imagery 15, different angles. Look, the L and there's a little A, very, very small. You can see the G again, and you have to study this carefully. It's we have been working very, very hard to get you the complete ciphers of the pegs. 16. This is also fantastic. Imagery 16 is from the original book published in 1908 by the Hills family, and the complete book, the imagery, everything, the drawings, everything, even the Stradivari drawing, everything was made by Annibale Fagnola, and it is ciphered. You can see this in our book. We have about 4,000 pages about all these stories, and so you can see here from the imagery of the book. It's a drawing by Annibale Fagnola. You can see the tailpiece. Look, it's clear. Look, the big F-A-N-O, and it continues until the bottom, and we have a bigger imagery at 17, number 17, so you can study it. It's amazing. Now we will study the internal inscriptions by Annibale Fagnola. So you remember at the beginning we have spoken about Tarisio, and they make the description of the Alard-Strad 1893. It's difficult to see because it's on bare wood, you know, it's under, it's the epicea, so it's on the table of the instrument. And but you can read with me 18. You can see the F, the O, the A, and then followed by the G. But the G, you have to go back to the original imagery. It's a 9, but it's a 9 in the shape of a G. Then you can see the N. Look, the A. It's not supposed to be there. F, L, A. Now. Number 19, imagery 19. Look, this is the Francis Bacon G alphabet. Francis Bacon was making the writings or publishing for Shakespeare, and he was a Freemason, and he invented a code with alphabets, and Fagnola uses a lot, especially the letter B and the letter G. So now you can go 20. This one will be very difficult. you have to take a lot of time on this one, but all the ciphers are clear. If you concentrate, you're gonna see them. The S is a G in Strad. You have to be careful with this. You don't see any S. It's a G. Now, the correct angle for the FG that is repeated 3 times, like a trinity. You remember those 3 dots we were talking about and the pyramidal thing? This is clearly Freemasonry. So you can see far left the FG. In center, look carefully, there's a G, very well defined, and then there's a F in the center, even a double one in, you have to go and just follow the little line. And if you go left, you can see the F and the G. Imagery 21. I have to say this. The 1716 Messiaen Stradivari and the 1742 Alard Guarneri del Gesù at la Cité de la Musique in Paris do exhibit similar internal inscriptions. We have deciphered everything, it's in our book. The Alard del Gesù is featured at the end of the introduction in our website. And it's at page 319 to 326. You can see that there's lots of deciphering there. And the Alard del Gesù label is also decrypted a lot at pages 327, 335. Fagnola is the true maker of the Alard-Knoop del Gesù. And the Messiaen Stradivari also has also internal inscriptions. But they are featured in the Hills book, the publication of 1908, and it's a drawing of Fagnola. It's in mirror effect, and you can see all the ciphers of Fagnola in the Hills publication about Stradivari and his life. Now, we will speak about John Adam. John Adam is the person that is a supposed owner. But in reality, you're gonna realize that he never existed. So, John Adam was a fruit merchant based in Blackheath, southeast in London, and historical records they only exist from the Hills firm in England. So John Adam is not to be found anywhere else. Only the Hills talk about him. This is strange. We have proven on several occasions the Hills' criminal fabrication of false chains of possessions. There's lots of them in our book. And for instance, for the Messiaen Stradivari, the Tuscan, and the Lady Blunt. Now we are proving the false chains of possession for the violin under study, the Alard Stradivari. Imagery 22 is from the website of Tarisio, the provenance. So sold by Jean-Baptiste Bivion, this is a lie. Delphine Allard never owned the instrument. David Laurie never owned the instrument. And John Adam, did he exist really? This is the question. And we're going to talk about Baron Johann Knoop, and you're going to see this also is a lie. So, in 1893, Fagnola encrypted the inscriptions, the internal inscriptions, and they were done, obviously, after the mysterious Baron Knoop bought the violin in 1892. So I cannot explain this. Why Knoop would buy the instrument in 1892, and then suddenly in 1993 the violin is open, and you have seen the ciphers of Annibale Fagnola. So already there's something that's not right, and in a court of justice, this discredit Knoop as being the owner. Now, 23. Many sources do confirm the death of Baron Knoop, violin collector, in the year 1882. And do you know why? It's because his wife and many of his children died of acute tuberculosis, and they died very, very rapidly after contracting the disease. And you can see here that everything is blurred about Baron Johann Knoop, and even it's the same thing with Luigi Tariccio, who was the second owner of the Messiaen Stradivari. Expert have found out that he never died. They never found his death certificate, and really it's very, very strange. So Tariccio published an article written by Harriet Grace, who is the great-great-great-granddaughter of Johann Knoop, the violin collector. And you have to read this, really. It's interesting. It's Imagery 24. And nobody talks, actually. She's speaking about her grandmother, she never talked. The mother of Joann's granddaughter never talked about him or his collections, instruments, and really she's not credible about this, and she speaks more about the father of Johann. And by the way, even Ludwig, the father who died in 1894, we have checked on the grave and everything, and he, on his grave, he's there, but there is a monument, but Johann, the son, the collector, Baron Knoop, doesn't appear there. And we have a theory about this. Now you can go to 26 and read the text. There was a burial crisis in 1880, and many were buried, and we suspect that because the wife died in 1882, we suspect he died this year. And we suspect that he was not in good terms with the family and not as rich as many say, because there's no burial site of him. And also his brothers were in the company and were in Russia. So everything is really strange. Now, just think about it and go back to our decryptions of the hidden ciphers of Fagnola. Study our PDF very carefully. Actual experts are not in awareness of the hidden secrets of the Gand Catalogue, that is in fact written by Annibale Fagnola. They're not even in awareness of the existence of the Gand Catalogue, and they all follow, the dogma of the Hills family, and we know that Annibale Fagnola has ciphered all the documentation provided by experts, the Hills and Heart and Son. Now look at the image again, the original image, and just go back and see all the ciphers we discovered. I think it's amazing. So join our website. It's easy to find on Google. You just have to click on the image of the 17 Messiaen Stradivari. It appears in the first images, so it's easy to find. And many thanks for watching our website. There's a lot to come, You know that the Alard-Knoop Stradivari was sold 23 million, and you know that it is David Fulton who is the violin collector, who was the last owner. And Fulton owns many instruments like La Pucelle, like the Baron Knoop he sold, La Pucelle Stradivarius, and he owns several other instruments like the Sassoon Strad, beautiful instrument. They're all in the Gand catalog. The King Guarneri del Gesù, they're all the catalog is ciphered, and it's Fagnola who made the violin with the violins with very old epicea. So many thanks for watching. Sorry for my English. I'm French. It's difficult for me, and I speak better Portuguese. So many thanks for watching, and we will publish very soon other very interesting podcasts.